Good morning and welcome to our Facebook Live this morning on my Jemini Crafts Facebook page. Good morning, my name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. It is Wednesday morning, the 9th of February 2022, and it's just after 10 a.m. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are joining live and you want to say hi, let me know that you're watching, then please just add a comment and I'll know that you're here with me. If you're watching on catch up, which you can do either on YouTube or on Facebook, morning Jeanette, then just add a comment, especially if you've got any questions or queries, then just pop a comment in the box and I monitor those on a regular basis, and if it requires a reply then I will get back to you. I'm going to be using a new stamp set today called Calming Camellia, as you can see here. And this is one of our sale-a-Bration stamp sets, but you may not have seen it if you've been looking in the main sale-a-Bration catalogue. And that's because this is a host set, which means if you host an event or get together with friends and place an order over £275, you can get this stamp set for free in addition to any other rewards that you might earn. So in addition to the standard sale-a-Bration products that you can choose for every £45. So this is a great way if you have a group or a club and you all gather your orders together and pop them through, and if the order value for retail is over £275, then you can choose this stamp set. Now I know that's beyond many people's options in terms of placing a single order, so I'm offering this stamp set for free if you place an order with me between now and the end of February, and that can be either online or in person. Then I'll put everybody's names that places an order into a hat and you can win this particular stamp set. As you can see, it's got two distinctive floral details, and then it's got a series of lovely sentiments. So you're in my thoughts today, you've got a happy birthday, it's the little things that make life great. Got a little swirl here that's always useful. You make me smile, lovely you, and then this sentiment down here, I love being your friend. So I've got two designs that I'm thinking of today. So I haven't inked this up or anything. It's exactly as it comes out of the back. And I've seen some gorgeous cards that have been made with this. I'm going to start, what little sentiment shall we have? I think I'll start with a happy birthday, and then I'm going to do a thinking of you card. And I've got some colours out. I'm not sure which of these I'm actually going to use. So I've got So Saffron with a backing of Early Espresso, which I thought could go onto a white card. That's always a nice combination. And I thought this would make a nice thinking of you card, or you're in my thoughts, for somebody that's going through a hard time, or it would make a good sympathy card. Sadly, we do need those. Morning, Catherine. So that's one option. And then I've got white and Night of Navy, or I've got some petal pink, and I thought I could do petal pink on petal pink. So lots of options, and I haven't really decided where I'm going to go with this, but I'm going to start with the So Saffron. And for this one, let's get this straight to start with. put this in the middle, and then I know that if I'm on this piece of paper you can see what I'm doing. Might be helpful, mightn't it? So I've got early espresso, so let's take the backing of this. I will put the labels on later, but for the purposes of just getting this stamped up, and I'm going to use early espresso ink. Now what I ought to do really is just stamp this out first so that you can see it. I'm just going to stamp it onto white. So I hope you're well, Catherine and Jeanette, both of you, and anybody else obviously who's watching. You can see the detail of that stamp where it's been beautifully etched. So, and I've seen a great idea stamping onto some dark card and using a white pen, so either a chalk pen or white ink, to lighten the Camellia pieces. So I might do that tomorrow. Oh good, I'm glad you're fine, Catherine. Okay, let me just hold that up so you can see that a little bit better. So it really is a stunning stamp. Let's just pop the happy birthday on there. Actually, that wasn't what I was going to start with, was it? Okay. There we are. There's happy birthday. Nice scripted happy birthday. So the question is, shall I do it from the outside or shall I do this in the middle? I think I'm going to do You're in My Thoughts Today. Good evening, Monica. Lovely. Lovely to have you join us. I hope you're well. Hope the weather's kind to you at the minute. So I'm just going to stamp this one. So You're in My Thoughts Today. Oh, decisions. I think I'm going to do this as a single one. There we go. Okay. It's slightly angled. So this is So Saffron card. It's the lightest of the yellows. This is from the Subtles, and that's that on there. And then I'm going to add, see how straight that is. Goes down a little bit. Just going to try and straighten this up on the block. Like so. So really simple. Now I've stamped that in early espresso, but because of the detail of the stamp, it doesn't look like early espresso at all because it's on the So Saffron. It's really interesting. So what I want to do as a contrast is stamp one in Night of Navy onto white. So just really having a play, and then I'll put the cards together. And let's just clean this down. Thank you, Monica. It's just such a nice stamp if you've got this one yourself. And it's always nice to have stamps that do the work for you, isn't it? Simple as that. Okay, let's try a Night of Navy. So I'm going to do the single stamp again. And then I might try one with it round the edge. Have I got another? Yeah, I've got another piece of white. So because it has an element where it leaves the card unstamped, it really does stand out on a white card. So you can just see the detail of that. So this is one of our distinctive stamps. And if you wanted to, and you wanted to make a whole series of cards, these would be lovely in different colours and different sentiments. It does, doesn't it? So there's the detail of that in Night of Navy. So what you could do is set this up on the Stamparatus and have half a dozen pieces of white, stamp them out in different colours and different sentiments, and then put them together as a packed gift to someone. Let's do, what else have I got? It's the little things that make life great. And we've got I love being your friend. We've got the happy birthday. You make me smile. Lovely you would also go in there. And obviously you're in my thoughts today. Let's see. I can't quite decide whether to do the thoughts one or happy birthday. If I put it to one side, that would have been better. I put my happy birthday there and have it coming in a bit like I've done on this one here. But hey ho. So let's do, it's the little things that make life great. Let's have a change of wording. No. I love being your friend. Okay, just because I want something sort of short and and fat, for want of a better description. So I'm just lining this up on here and the wording. And obviously I haven't put the labels on yet. I will do, because that makes life a lot easier. Let's have a look. Very slightly down on the right hand side, so I'm just going to adjust it slightly. There we go. Sweet as that. Okay. Now let's try, I want to do one coming around from the outside as well. So this is Petal Pink. So I'm going to try tone on tone. Now you won't get the detail, because obviously there's not enough of a contrast between the stamp and the ink and the card colour. give it a go, see what it looks like. Now my team leader, the lovely Michelle Last, did a great little video on this the other day, stamping it all the way over. It was really stunning, so I need to add that one into the mix. Okay, so this is Petal Pink ink, and I think what I'm going to do is just come in from the edges. And let's do this one a bit further over, like that. And I'm not being exact, I'm just working my way round. Let's use a little different part of that one. And this one. Like so. So you've got that effect all the way around the edge. Now this one I've got a little bit more of a gap, so I think what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of post-it on here and then just stamp a little further in, or actually just looking at the sentiments, just want a little bit more detail in there. So hello Cassie. What I'm just going to do is tear a post-it roughly in that same position here. Just so I can stamp over and add a little bit more detail. Like so. And I will cover up that corner there. And just put a little bit more detail in there. So yes, I've seen some lovely some fabulous cards that demonstrators have made with this. There it goes. That's just bringing that bit in, and because it's got this sort of shading around the edge, it's you can sort of do it anywhere. In fact, you could almost just fill that in, but I do want this to be just with a gap. So just putting that little bit in there, then I'm going to stamp in there. I didn't really think about it as I was going around. It's Daisy. I'm not worried about a little bit of overlap. I just don't want it too you know, layered over. Now I feel I want to do this bit. Dear. Okay. So I can get away with that. Cover up this edge. There's going to be nothing left, is there, if I carry on like this? Okay. Best laid plans. Grab another little bit. Hello, Kate. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're well. Just having a little bit of fun with the calming Camellia. So I'm just going to tear a slightly rough edge here. Just want to fill in this little gap now. Wasn't really doing a detailed plan. Okay, so just going to stamp in that little bit there. That's it. There we go. That'll do. Okay, so quite a different look when you're stamping tone on tone. You don't get that element of detail, but it does create a really nice background. And then I'm going to pop a sentiment in the middle, and I'm going to do that probably with espresso because I want it to stand out. Let's see. So we've got one in Night of Navy on white, one in Early Espresso on So Saffron. Oh, bless you. Oh, poor UK. So many people have come down with this sort of latest variation, which seems to go on for a while, sort of day 7 or 8 before they start testing positive. Negative even. Hey ho. Well, I'm glad you've not been too bad with it. That's some consolation, isn't it? Catherine prefers the tone on tone. Yeah, I think it depends on how, you know, whether you like a crisp image or a more subtle image. Right, let's have a look at this stamp. Just seeing whether that is straight. Right, I'm going to pop this on my, this is my piece that's going to go with the stamp set, so I can see how everything stamps out. It's the little things that make life great. Love that sentiment. And at this point I can decide which way round I want that. Pop that in there. There we go. You can see that or not. It's quite subtle on the pink. Okay, so we've got 3 quick cards from that, including a bit of time for me to mess around. So which one do I like the best out of those? It probably has to be the Night of Navy for me, but that's because I do like that combination of navy and white. Let's put these all together. Okay. Let's grab some glue. Yeah, speedy recovery, Kate. It's just a nuisance, and I hope you've managed to keep it from the rest of the family. Okay. So there's that one there. That's going to go onto, let's just pop that onto a white card. Just really nice and crisp, isn't it? So scribble of glue on the back of that. Let's open this up to place it on. Like so. Oh! Oh, that's very kind of your son, isn't it? How kind. Yes, I just hope you managed to avoid sharing it with everybody else. That is the thing. Okay, let's put these together. So I've got this one, and I have got a piece of early espresso. It just looks a bit dull now to me. Let's do this one here. So this makes a nice sympathy card, sadly. And I think what I might do is put a little bit of that image on the inside as well. Plus we've got those little swirls, which are always useful. So pop that one on here. And I could put that onto a So Saffron base. It's just, I'm just going to fold this one, make sure I've got my bone folder to hand. Normally I would score it, but get away with just flatten it like so. It's going to go on there. That. So I'm keeping these all flat. And obviously you could add bling to these. Don't know whether I put them on that one. Let's have a look. Maybe the little champagne ones would work. Oh, I've got the holiday ones. It's a little bit too bright, but let me just see if I can find my champagne ones. Here we are. So I'm just going to add the little ones. So they're quite subtle, like so. So there's that one there. Okay. Oh, we've got a landslide here. Right, so I think what I'm going to do is add the edge of the flower in this corner here. Let me just make sure it's clean. Like so. So if anybody joined me since the beginning of the live, this is one of the sale-a-Bration host sets. So you get to choose this for free if you place, in addition to all of the other sale-a-Bration items, if you place a qualifying order between now and the end of February. And that order does need to be £275. And whilst that is a lot for most people in one hit, if you wanted to, you could gather together with a few other people and collate your orders together, and then if the total was over 275, then you could claim that, and obviously then, you know, loan the stamp set between you. So that is that on the inside of there. I think I'm going to do the same with this one. But I am offering this stamp set for anybody who places an order for products with me between now and the end of February. And that anybody who does that, your name will be entered into a draw, and I'll pick out one of the names at the end of February, and you could win this one for yourself, and that's for any value of order. Okay, let's pop this in here as well. There we go, so we've just got that corner, just shows those flowers off to their best. So there's that one there, and I could add some bling to that one, and I do have some a new set of jewels that's coming out in March. It's a limited edition set, and it is called Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels, and they're blues and greens. I don't know, I'm not sure how much of that you can see in this light, to be honest. And this goes with a brand new collection that is coming out for customers in March, and it will be in the new catalogue also in May, but the jewels and the papers, which are stunning, are only available while stocks last. And so these are, if you love blues and greens, this is a perfect set for you. They're $6.25 for the rhinestones, and I want to say there's 168. There you go. So we have Night of Navy, we've got Pacific Point, we've got Coastal Cabana, and it's almost into, not quite Granny Apple Green, but a lovely shade of blues. So I'm going to put this darkest one, the small one, on there as well. Why not? If you've got bling, you've got to use it. If I can get it up off the sheet. Okay. Let's just put 3 of the little ones on. So nice. There we go. There's that one there. Okay. So that's those two. Now I'm deliberating about this. I like the tone on tone, but it just doesn't seem to do it justice on that card. So any suggestions as to what I might do with that? I don't know whether to overstamp it with a different colour, or maybe put a circle in the middle. Absolutely, Kate. I'm just not sure what to do with this. So I could put it onto white and then onto petal pink. Got petal pink bling, but that doesn't really go. So it's just not working for me after all that hard work. In, you know, covering it up. I could use it as a DSP. Yeah, die cut in the middle. I think maybe that's just too light. So let's have a look and see what die cuts I've got that I could pop in. All sorts here. So I have got some stitched. I think it needs a shape. It's a bit too, that would work. It's quite big. This is a stitched one. That would work. Yeah, I think maybe it's just the colour there. It just seems to drain it, whereas that raises it up a little bit, doesn't it? And what I could do is, let's have a look and see. So I've got, it's the little things that make life great. Could go in there, or I could just find a bigger sentiment. Let's have a look. Sometimes things don't. I've got thank you for all that you are. That would work. Let's have a look. I've just got another idea. Bear with me. Got this big happy birthday, it's just too big for that. I've got a big enjoy, oh you really are fabulous. That's from the Slim Saying stamp set. I've got the swirls that I could use, but at the moment maybe that one would do the job. Oh yes, that's true. I could stamp the label to fill it in. With the edge of this, are we thinking? Let's have a look. I'm just going to try it on the back then. See what that looks like. And if that's what you meant or not. Let's just try it. Yes, she says. So what I should do really is stamp the sentiment first, but and then sentiment in the middle. Okay. Yeah, that definitely works better, doesn't it? Thank you. Right, so let's turn it over to the right side, pop our sentiment in, and then I can add those elements in. So am I going to keep the same colours? Should I do it all in petal pink, or should I do that? Let's have a look, see what it looks like. In espresso. I just really want the sentiment to sort of stand out. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? Okay, thank you for that. So let's turn it onto the right side. So if you want to try something out, just try it out on the reverse of your die cut. And then you'll know whether it looks right or whether it fits or whatever. Okay, right, let's get a move on. I was trying to keep to my half an hour this morning. That didn't really work, did it? Okay, just trying that. Right, that is good. Okay, so it's the little things that make life great. Nice sentiment, that. And then there it is. Lost my petal pink for a minute. Oh, thank you, Kate. Yes, I always recommend to my customers that if in doubt, stamp on the reverse. And it's also a good way to see if something will fit and look, you know, sensible. There's that one. And this one. There we go. That's much better. Much happier with that. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I think it's, I don't know why it didn't do it. Needed just a little bit of lifting. That's much better. So the question is, what am I going to layer behind it colour wise? So I could do white and then petal pink as my coordinating layer. I've got petal pink layer. Let's just see what that would look like. Let's grab this piece here. So there would be the white, and that would be petal pink. Oh, well done, Catherine. What do we think? Well, that onto white. I know you can't really see the white layer behind it. Let me just bring it up to the screen. So that's early espresso onto white. Or white onto petal pink. I think that's a bit too much. So I'm going to pick out the early espresso. Let's just cut this to size. So this will be 10 centimetres by 14.35, give or take. And then onto a piece of white card. There we go. Yeah, that works. And I'll raise these up on dimensionals. So let's just put these layers down first. So for those that are online and live, would you like a sneak peek to a card that I made yesterday with my team that matches those new jewels? And the product is called Waves of the Ocean, which might give you a little bit of a clue as to what it might contain. So if you want to see that, just pop a comment on there and I'll show it to you. Wasn't intending to, but why not? Okay, there's that one there. And then this I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. Make sure I get the right side. Just using up these ornaments. Yes, please. And a thumbs up from Catherine. That's good enough for me. Just going to bring that slightly over. Like that. And the question is, does that need any bling? Could use those champagne ones because they sort of blend in and they look almost petal pink. There we go. I want to move that actually. Put that back on there for a second. I don't want, it looks almost like it was at the same level as that, and I don't want that, so let's do that. There we go. So I'm pleased with that. Whew. It's funny, isn't it, how sometimes things just work and other times they don't. So there we go, 3 cards using that Calming Camellia stamp set. Night of Navy and White, Early Espresso on So Saffron, and then Petal Pink on Petal Pink. So yeah, very happy with those. Let me know which is your favourite. I have to say mine is almost certainly the Night of Navy. And let me just quickly show you this card I made yesterday evening with my team. It's got this stunning wave stamp. Absolutely stunning, and it includes the birds, it includes some sentiments, it has dies to match, papers to match, and obviously the bling to match as well. So, and that's just a single stamp that does that. I'll show you the stamp set here, and it has die cut waves that will sit on top of that. Just making them even more realistic, but I had to say that even that on its own is fabulous. There we go, Waves of Inspiration it's called. So watch out for that. That'll be available in March, so I'll do something with that. I might do a separate class on that just as a one-off. We'll see. Okay, so thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you liked the cards that we created. I'm pleased with them in the end. It was worth thinking about that petal pink one and swapping up the die cut, so thank you for that. I will be back tomorrow, Thursday evening at 7 PM UK time, and what I'll be doing is I'm using this, but I'm going to use a different technique, stamp it onto darker card and use some white in this area here, so that you've got a white camellia stamped on dark card. Oh, stamped and clear embossed. Very nice. Okay, so remember, you can be in with a chance of winning this stamp set if you place an order with me between now and the end of February. It's called Calming Camellia. Okay, so if you're interested in that, just let me know, but you'll be automatically entered anyway. You don't need to message me or anything. So thank you for joining me today. It's definitely time for my coffee, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for your input. Definitely Night of Navy is my selected choice today. Thank you so much, everyone. Do take care. Kate, I hope you feel better soon. You get out of that COVID isolation, and thanks everybody for joining me. And if you joined on replay or catch up, thank you so much. Any questions, just drop a comment and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.